Listener discretion is advised. Hello and welcome to True Crime, the podcast that helps you find new, emerging, and undiscovered true crime podcasts. I'm Greg, the host and curator of True Crime. Today's episode is from Saturdays Are for the Ghouls. Saturdays Are for the Ghouls are two spooky babes that like to talk about horror, real and fictional. If you like today's episode, make sure to check out the episode description for links to subscribe. All right, let's get this show started.
Begin.
Hey, what's up, you?
Are we doing
I
it together?
Watching it.
I was watching you.
Oh,
Hey, what's up, you guys?
We don't have to do it together if you don't want to. Hey, what's up, you guys? Hey, what's up, you guys? I always try not to laugh at the end.
I know.
We've just said it so many times, and I've tricked you so many times.
Mm-hmm.
One day I'll keep them all in. Just like
And
us.
then it's just like, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up?
But hey, what's up, you guys? We are excited that you guys are here with us today. It is True Crime Week.
Yes.
Thank you for letting us have a little mini episode last week. We were dealing with some illnesses. So
I feel better now.
a
little bit.
You sound better now.
I know. I'm curious to know what I sound like in that old.
Oh, yeah.
Did I sound different?
You just sounded like you were sick.
Oh.
Well,
But yes, it is True Crime Week. The week I don't have to do anything but react. But next week is the week you don't have to do anything.
Yes.
So it works.
So I excite. We are going to talk about a true crime that I'm very excited about. I don't know what true crime I'm never excited
I
about,
was going to say.
but like
I'd hope so, because this is you picking it. We're not going down a list of like, oh God, I have to do this one next time. Oh,
I don't remember where I heard this first, but I
sorry. I'm also
Hayley
like,
was just like big yawning, and I just look over while I'm talking, and she's just like
wide mouth.
yawning like a big one.
I'm okay. I'm like yawning, but I'm also like trying to pop my ears at the same time, so it's like prolonging my yawn.
Yeah.
So and then it's over exaggerated too. So I'm like, like,
Like, damn, you're boring.
no, we haven't gotten to the story yet.
You'll be bored during the story.
No,
I'm gonna find a new co-host. Someone who wants to listen to my true crime.
wow,
Hashtag applications open.
wow. I'm gonna close them applications. I'm gonna apply, and I'm still gonna be the best. I'm gonna be the best. I know all the secrets.
It's too much work for me to have to train a new person to be my co-host.
Exactly. You know, you have to actually socialize with someone else other than me.
No,
Exactly.
thank you.
Exactly.
I don't like anyone else, so
I know. That's what I'm saying. I was like, you actually have to create a
I
relationship.
have to be nice to someone else. I
Yeah.
have no more slots of being nice to people. They're all full up.
Exactly.
I'm only capable of being nice to so many people at one time. So, so we're gonna tell the story about John List and his family.
John List.
Yes.
Did he write a list and check it twice?
Haha, no, he's not Santa.
Yeah, he's John.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would you think Santa?
Because Santa writes a list and checks it twice.
Does he? I'm fucking with you. Okay, sorry.
Application's open again.
Wait, John List and his family. Stop in.
So we're gonna go back to the 70s
Ooh.
in New Jersey.
Jersey.
John List lived with his family, his wife, Helen, his 3 children, Patricia, John, and Frederick, and his mother, Alma. They were like a picture perfect family.
A nuclear family.
Yeah.
Mm.
And they were also like a vision of success.
Y'all know how this is gonna go.
Do you?
Maybe.
Maybe. They lived in Westfield, New Jersey, and John was what?
Sorry, I just thought of this meme that I've seen a few times where it's like true crime documentaries be like, and it's like a colored picture of them smiling, and it was like he was so happy until he wasn't.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
and it, like
black
goes into, like
and
a
gray.
weird contrast. Yeah.
And I'm just like,
I'm painting your picture
the-
for you.
the List family was the perfect family.
Or were they?
Okay, sorry.
John, for his work, he was a vice president and a comptroller of a bank. So that's like head honcho, big wig, right?
Big boy. Yeah.
So the family lived in a huge Victorian mansion. There was 18 rooms and a ballroom in the house.
They had a room specifically for balls.
For parties.
Sorry. I couldn't resist the 4-year-old joke. Anyway, big ball pit room. That'd be dope.
And on the third floor is where his mother lived, which was like probably like a whole suite in and of itself. So it had
literally just like went past what I said. You're like, you know what? I was like, wouldn't it be cool to have a ball pit room? And you were
That would
like,
be
his
cool.
mom lived on the third floor.
Sometimes I have to filter out the chaos to get through the story, or else we'll be here forever.
Sorry. Okay, they had a ballroom and
But yeah, actually a ball pit room,
right,
that'd be dope.
right,
For sure. Okay, so they were also very active in their Lutheran church, and around 1971 was when things started falling apart for John.
Mm.
He lost his job and he was unable to pay his bills for his family. But instead of telling his wife and trying to figure out a solution together, John pretended to continue to go to work and went to the train station instead and spent the day reading there and napping and supposedly trying to figure out what to do next. But like, why wasn't he looking for a job?
Right.
Like, if you want to keep it a secret, you got to be searching for a new job like right away. If you want to be like, honey, I got a new job, like you have to be at least looking for a job. Someone
Right.
who is such a bigwig should have no problem finding a job unless it was for some sort of like indiscretion, which I don't know why he was fired or let go.
Right. I know you'd think with his credentials and shit.
Yeah,
But
with his background, he should be able to find another job. But he like pretended to go to work and instead just read at the train station and napped. So he was starting to get in over his head because, again, he wasn't looking for work and he wasn't working at all. So he wasn't making any money. And he started feeling like a failure. And in his mind, that was not an option. Failure is not
an option.
Yeah. Like, he was raised to be like, if you can't provide for your family, then who are you? Like, you
Right.
shouldn't have a family.
Oh.
Like, that's the kind of thing, like, if you can't provide.
My mind is racing. I'm just like,
at this point, decided to take matters into his own hands. So he sent his family
assassin. I'm just kidding. Sorry.
No.
You really took matters in his own hands.
Keychains. That was the exact same vibe of the keychains from episode 3.
Yeah. When when you were like, so he took matters into his own hands and he assassinated. He killed them.
So he sent his family, his wife, his children, and his mother to his wife's mother's home. And he told his local friends and families that they were going out of town, and that he would be following them by car in a couple of days. And he stopped all of the family's mail, and he notified school and the church of the family's absence. And he finished a few chores around the house, and he went on his way to meet his wife in, I don't know where they went, but at his wife's mother's house, or his mother-in-law's house.
Mm-hmm.
The end. That can't be the
I was
end.
gonna say no. You
There's-
said 4 pages. That was 2.
So he began on his trip after the rest of his family, and after a few weeks, suspicion started to arise in the neighborhood. No one had seen anyone in the List family for about a month now. Patricia's drama teacher came to the house and to check on everything, which I thought was strange. Why her male drama teacher would come to Patricia's house, but
Does it say how old she was?
16.
Mm.
Yeah. That was strange to me. But the lights in the house were on. Not only were they on, but they were always on for 4 months.
That electric bill.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And he was looking around the house, like in the windows and trying doors and stuff. And one of the neighbors thought he was trying to rob them. So probably in more defense of her own home, she called the police. So the police arrived, and the drama teacher explained himself, and they decided to break into the house because it was enough for suspicion of like where the List family could be. So they forced open a window, and the smell hit them immediately. The 2 police made their way through the house, and there was really loud music playing from the ballroom. And they stepped over large piles of laundry until they noticed blood that was dried and smeared on the ground. And they realized that under the piles of laundry were the wife and the 3 children. Hayley's just like jaw dropped. Like
I thought they were like doing some like hiatus. Like he's like, this is what I thought was gonna happen. They went on their trip, right? And then he was gonna meet them.
Yeah.
And then they were just gonna live there. Like I thought that he was just not gonna tell his wife anything. They were just gonna move to wherever the mother-in-law was and just stay there, and he was gonna sell the house. That's what I thought was gonna happen.
You know what, Hayley? That's some good planning.
Thank
There you go. That is a way to get yourself out of a sticky situation.
Because, like, come on, that mansion would get him a lot of money. He can buy a little house wherever the mother-in-law lives.
The problem is I think that the house is going into foreclosure, so it was owned by the bank at that point.
Well, then.
But that would have been a smart idea to try maybe while he was sleeping and reading in the train station.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
And it doesn't stop there.
Mm.
Each member of the family had a gun wound in the back of the head. And when they went upstairs, they also found his mother shot in the back of the head in her kitchenette area. And lastly, there was a folder with documents with a little handwritten, it said, for whoever finds this. And it was for whoever came across the List family in the house. So now, here's the true story of what happened in John's house before he left.
So they never left? Oh,
no, they were still in the house.
Okay. Okay.
They never made it to the mother-in-law.
I see what you did. I see what you're doing. Okay.
His house was going into foreclosure, and the family would find out soon exactly what happened and what kind of trouble he was in. So he took a 9mm souvenir pistol and a .22 caliber pistol. He bought ammo. With what money, though? And he started practicing at a gun range.
With what money?
Exactly.
You need nowadays, like, I mean, I don't know how it was back in the 70s, but you need like a membership.
Right.
It costs money to
ammo
use one
costs
of those.
money. If he didn't have none, but I mean, he might have been one of those American Express owners if he was, vice president, whatever.
I guess. I don't know.
Credit cards? I don't know. On November 9th, 1971, his kids went to school, and his wife was drinking coffee in the kitchen, and he came in and shot her in the back of the head. The reason why he shot them all in the back of the head was so that they wouldn't see it coming.
Mm.
His mother was upstairs eating breakfast. He came up and he gave her a kiss, and then he shot her in the back of the head as well. He did, in fact, stop the mail, and he cashed out his mother's savings bonds, and he made calls to the family and friends to make sure that they knew that people were gone or on vacation. Those are the things that he actually did do during. He then killed each child as they returned home. Patty, Frederick, and then John. John was the only one who was shot more than once. And it was only because when he was shot the first time, he started jerking, like his body was still kind of alive. So he continued to shoot John multiple times until he stopped, because he wanted him to die without as much pain, but like being shot so many times, like I don't know if he even could register the pain. He then lined up the bodies in the ballroom. Only the mother and the children. He couldn't move his mom from upstairs because he was a wimp. Anyway, he then cleaned up the blood the best he could, and he wrote a letter of confession explaining all of his financial struggles and exactly what he did to his pastor. He wrote that letter, and that was in the documents that he left. And in that letter, he said, I'm certain that they've all gone to heaven. And he said that the reason that he had to kill his family was so that they would never know, like, that he couldn't provide for them any longer. And then he said he couldn't kill himself because if you commit suicide, he said if you commit suicide, you don't go to heaven. So obviously he's the one who gets to live.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but killing your whole family, you're definitely going.
Yeah, you're still gonna go to heaven if you kill your whole family, not suicide. Where is the coward John List? He's had a month head start, and the police are just starting to look for him. Well, you bet I'll tell you.
He didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, actually, he's just hidden in the basement of the mansion. He decided to live there for the rest of the time he was alive, and then just go to jail. No, but just so you know, jail does give you 3 square meals a day and a bed. He could have been taken care of if he just stayed put. After the discovery of the bodies, they went through the house to kind of assess things and see where they should start their investigation. They found that he had cut his face out of every photo in the house so that there was no photos to go off of for the most part, unless they were owned by someone else, like someone else had a photo of him. So there was no photos of him in the house. He took his car and he left it at the JFK airport in New York, and he took a bus into the city as like a false lead, so like they would follow it all the way to the airport and think that he went on the airplane someplace. But he went straight into the city. And at that point, there were no other leads, so the search ended for a really long time.
Dang.
And that's it. The end. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, Kathryn, no.
You know it's not the end. So, America's Most Wanted is a crazy TV show, right? Just like killers and like bad people posted all over America's Most Wanted.
Yeah.
Well, in 1989, they were having some ratings issues. They weren't getting good ratings, so they weren't going to be able to stay on the air until someone brought up the List case from 1971. So they got a sculptor to sculpt John List as best as possible from the photos that they could obtain from him, from other people like his family that doesn't live with him. And aged it 20 years, and they did a whole expose on the whole List case. They laid out all the evidence, and they showed the bust of List. There wasn't a ton of traction, but his face was plastered all over the media, and a small group of friends in Colorado thought that it was so funny that it looked like their friend Robert P. Clark, who had just moved to Virginia with his wife. And they thought it was such a funny thing. Like, that looks so much like Robert. Like, oh my gosh. And no one was going to call the police. But one smart person from that group did call the police and was like, hey, you might want to check on Robert Clark. Like, he looks a lot like that. So, Robert Clark was an accountant at a tax company.
Mm-hmm.
Smächen Schmar Schmlock. By the way, it's tax season. Do your taxes. And he had just moved to Virginia with his wife. Police looked into him, and they did arrest him. And Robert completely denied that he was John List. He had no idea who John List was. He had no idea about the case. Until ultimately, his fingerprints seemed to be the exact same as John List's fingerprints.
Coincidence?
So, given the fact that Robert didn't know who John List was, he probably didn't like carbon copy his fingerprints onto his hand, like something like that. I'm pretty sure that he didn't have a twin, and even twins have different fingerprints. On April 12th of 1990, that is 21 years later,
Jeez.
he was convicted of 5 counts of murder in the first degree, and he was given 5 consecutive life sentences. And just one more thing is, the coward died in 2008 in prison.
Dang. Like, natural causes?
I don't know what he exactly died from.
Hmm.
He was 80-something, though. He was 45 when he killed his family. So in the 90s, he would be 60. So in 2008, he'd be almost 80.
That's so sad.
Was that a roller coaster? Or
yeah, that was good. I like that one.
I tried to tell it in the most
Story.
quasi way.
Yeah. You did good. That was really good. Like, my jaw dropped.
Yeah.
I was like, who's gonna like?
Who's gonna die in this situation?
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't like. Clearly, I was like, okay, husband could go crazy, kill like whole family,
Right.
But then I was like, oh, they're going on vacation.
It's never they're going on vacation, Hayley.
Well, okay, I don't know. I thought the true crime was gonna come later.
Yeah,
like him like robbing a bank.
Yeah,
or kidnapping something. I don't know. But then I was like, oh, the vacation never happened.
No, they never got to go on that last trip.
I was like, Kathryn,
Grandma.
Oh my god. That bothered me though. That bothers me.
Why?
When you were like it was the part when you said that only one of the kids was shot more than once.
Yeah.
And you were like,
yeah.
I was like, oh, that's so sad.
I know.
Well, he's clearly fine since he got a new job, got remarried.
Right. He somehow within 20 years got remarried, and I think that it started with he was a diner, like a cook at a diner, and then he became a tax accountant.
What a leap.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you would have just looked for another job.
Seriously, like if you have to lie to your wife, like just at least be looking for a job.
Yeah.
Like there was underlying issues probably that he didn't want to be with this family anymore.
Oh yeah.
Like the answer is never kill your whole family and start over.
No.
Like the answer is never disappear off the face of the earth. Hayley, what horror movie do you think we're going to do this week? Maybe.
Oh yeah, it is horror movie week next week, which is my week.
Woo!
Baby. As y'all know, it is going to be St. Valentine's Day coming up.
Woo!
So what better way to celebrate than, watching people die?
Yes. That is the only way I want to celebrate
Out
Valentine's
of
Day.
Love.
Yeah.
I think I know which one I'm going to do for sure, but there's two. There's obviously the My Bloody Valentine,
Mm-hmm.
but the only one, I know there's an original one, and then there's the newer one, which obviously I've only seen the newer one, and it's also more bloody and gory than the old one. Or the movie Valentine, which is pretty, I mean, it didn't get good ratings.
Well, what movie that we do does.
True. That's very true.
Not many.
What movie that I liked as a kid does, like, honestly?
Scream.
Yeah, Scream did.
From the movies that we've done, that we've watched as a kid.
I would say for sure the classic horror movies, but like the random ones that are by themselves. Yeah. Like, no, they didn't do very good. But Valentine, I'm thinking of doing that one. It's basically about this guy who wears a Cupid mask and kills people.
Oh.
So, but yeah, I'm thinking of doing that one because, well, I mean, either way, you haven't seen either of them.
Mm-hmm. That's exciting. I was gonna ask, do you guys, spooky babes, think it would be fun to do a backwards week or backwards month where I do the horror movie and Hayley does the true crime? Because we were talking about that the other day, and I was like, that seems kind of fun.
And then I said, yeah, that would be fun. And I said, but I feel like my problem would be my true crime would probably be not. It'd be very gruesome, probably. Like, it'd be like the worst one you could think of.
I've done a gruesome one or two.
Yeah.
Like, Columbine was gruesome,
Yeah.
I'd say. I also don't always go into, like, major detail.
Yeah. That would probably be my problem. Be like,
Yeah.
they cut his foot. No. But yeah. If you want to see that, let us know.
We hope you like the true crime this month. And spooky babes, I hope you have a wonderful Valentine's Day, since this will be posted that weekend before. And even if you are by yourself, watch a scary movie and have a good Valentine's Day.
Be like, just watch a scary movie and you definitely will not feel alone anymore.
It might not be the kind of company you wanted,
Nah.
but
Hey, if you want, we can be your Valentines.
we will be your Valentines. I will send out a spoopy Valentine on Valentine's Day.
Yes.
On Instagram, so follow us there.
It'll be a digital Valentine, but it still means It still means
we still love you.
Yeah, we love you, guys.
So,
and ghouls,
you spooky babes.
We love you, ghouls.
Yes, you're our favorite ghoul friends.
Ghoul friend.
Anyway, but spooky babes, have a wonderful week and a wonderful Valentine's Day, and we will see you
in your nightmares.
Yay!
Ooh, I say it like so sweet.
Yeah,
I'm like, in your nightmares.
And sometimes
in your nightmares.
And then sometimes you're like, I'll see you in hell. Okay, bye guys. See you on the flippy flop.
Thanks again for listening to True Crime by Indie Drop-In Network. If you would like to nominate a true crime podcast to be featured, just send me a tweet at Indie Drop-In. I'd also love to hear if one of our featured podcasts is now your favorite show. Indie Drop-In survives off ad revenue and listener donations. If you would like to contribute, please consider buying me a coffee. You can go to buymeacoffee.com/Indie Drop-In. If you look at the very bottom of the episode description, I put a link in there to make it really easy. Indie Drop-In has many other shows that you also might like. Just go to indiedropin.com. All right, see you next week.